Hello and good morning, everyone, and welcome to the fourth episode in this series of explanations on the book of Asterix, the Gladiator in Luxembourgish. This is your series on explaining the vocabulary as well as the sentences. Before we start, please drop me a like, doesn't cost you anything. Share this video with whoever you believe might benefit from it, and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And if you wish to support my work, you can make a donation to my Buy a Coffee account that you can access through the QR code on your screen. So we have the word derzeit, which means meanwhile. So once again, I had a bit of trouble finding an illustration for this particular word. So you get the folks robbing the bank here, and at the same time, police are having a nice time with donuts and coffee. Meanwhile, while this is happening over here. Derzeit. Then, hier as aram. The word aram literally means again. So this sentence is actually lacking a word. It's either hier as aram kom, he came again, or hier as aram do, he is here again. But in Luxembourgish, we very commonly just say hier as aram, he's back. And then we have the negative, hier as nach net aram, nach yet, or still. Hier as nach net aram. Nach also means more. Hier as nach net aram. Eng slecht nouvelle. And we also say eng slecht Nachricht, bad news. So eng nouvelle is actually the French word that has been adopted by the Luxembourgish language. It comes from une nouvelle in French. The real Luxembourgish word actually comes from the German root, which is Nachricht. And in Luxembourgish, that is Nachricht. So a bad piece of news. Eng slecht nouvelle. Hien hoort a gezien. So, hien, he, hoort, has him seen. He saw him, basically. So you have the boy. So, hien hoort a gezien. There is only one burglar. Else it would have been hien hoort ze gezien. He saw them. And that was that. All right, this is a complicated sentence, but very important. So I took this just as an example. We have people who caught a fish. So we say, Gleit die de vis gevangen hun. When we speak about these people, we say the people who caught the fish. So I can say, for example, I saw the people who caught the fish. Ich hund Leid gezien, die de vis gevangen hun. So the word they here means who in plural. Singular would have been den. Ich hund de man gezien, den de vis gevangen hat. So this is, a bit of a complicated, sentence formula. It's in every language you'll find this, but this is very common. This is very important. So if you don't get it straight away, don't worry. With time, as you repeat the exercise, it will slowly fall in place. So now from the story, the little boy has seen the Romans. Which Romans? He says, Ich hu Römer gezien. I saw Romans. Die den Tutebatiks gevangen hun. Who caught Tutebatiks? Or who captured Tutebatiks? So this is a perfect example of how this kind of sentence is used. I saw Romans. What Romans did you see? What about those Romans? Who caught Tutebatiks? Ich hu Römer gezien, die den Tutebatiks gevangen hun. Then, bist du sicher? Are you sure? Very common sentence. Bist du sicher? Vierkel. So, vierkel is a piglet. And this is a very common insult in Luxembourgish as well, kind of a mild one, although... So obviously, it works the same as what I have explained previously with the pig. You can say, you drive like a pig. Du fährst wie ein Gis. You can also say, du fährst wie ein Vierkel. And you eat like a pig, or you eat like a piglet. Du isst wie ein Vierkel. All right. So this is an insult. All right. This is just for, let's say, educational purposes. I don't want you to go out there and start insulting people. But should you have to insult someone, if it was to come this bad, use a real, old school Luxembourgish insult at least. So the piglet, a vierkel. Now the piglet of the boar would be a vel vierkel. Vel meaning wild, so the wild piglet. So it means the baby of the boar. So the little man right here is saying, he's explaining to Asterix what happened. Ich war an the bush. I was in the forest, or I went to the forest. Op vel vierkel. So op means on. So he said literally, I went on the wild piglets, but that's not what it meant. He meant I went on the hunt for wild piglets. An ich hun alles gezien. And I saw everything. Ich war an the bush op vel vierkel. An ich hun alles gezien. Then we have een bossish idee. So a bold idea. You see our little rodent friend here. He put on a helmet and he gets ready to get that cheese. Een bossish idee. So Obelix is commenting on the piece of news. Wat een bossish idee van den Römer. What a bold idea from these Romans. Af je wat willen deze den toetebatiks loaden? And why do they want to load toetebatiks? So für wat, that's maybe the most important word in this sentence. Für wat, why? Extremely common word. You gotta know that one. Willen deze, do they want to load toetebatiks? So Obelix, he's not just the brightest guy. He speaks a bit funny right here, like he's saying, like, they loaded him. Why did they want to do that? He doesn't understand. They're your enemies, dude. They're trying to harm you, dude. Anyway. Then, the word opschietverfall, once again, very common. Opschietverfall in any case. Or like we say in English, whatever the case may be. So you have opschietverfall and you have op alle val. Two ways to express the same thing. Een stroof, a punishment. Een stroof. And then we say, hiernas gestraft. He is punished. He had to stay back. Hiernas gestraft. Okay, Bescheid sagen. Very common Luxembourgish expression. It means to inform someone of something. Now, it is kind of like used in a context where you're expecting a piece of news. And so whenever the news comes, I'll inform you. So for example, say I want to invite you to lunch tomorrow. And then you tell me, oh, well, I don't know if I'm actually free because, at my job, they said we might have a meeting, but they haven't confirmed. So I might be free. Da, 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 da. So I say, all right, so maar bescheid. Let me know. Whenever you do find out whether you have a meeting or not, if you want to come, just let me know and we go lunch. So maar bescheid. Or you tell me, okay, ich so en dir bescheid, which is the next sentence. Ich so en dir bescheid. I'll let you know. I shall inform you when I have the piece of information. Bescheid suchen, very common. So, Asterix, upset, he says opschietverfall, which meant in any case, good. Hun they eis veraffronteert. They have faced up to us, means like, they have, they've insulted us. They haven't kept to their corner. They came up in our face and did what they did. De Rema, so that was part of the previous sentence. It was my mistake. An sie müsse gestraft gehen. And sie müssen, they must gestraft gehen. They must be punished. An sie müsse gestraft gehen. Ich gin dem Zwichkenix, eisem Schaf, Bescheid sagen. So Zwerchenix is the name of their tribal leader, the Gallians. And I don't know what that word means. Normally they try to do little puns with these names like Asterix and Obelix. Those are puns. Asterix is the little star, that you use to make reference, etc. But Zürchernis, I have no idea where that word is coming from. In French, it's assurance tourix, which comes from full coverage insurance. Anyway, so they always say Zürchernis, our chef, our chief. So the word chef, it means chief. It doesn't mean a cook, right? It's the chief of the kitchen. That's a chef, as the English speaking folks understand it. So I'm gonna go and inform Zürchernis, our chief, our tribal leader. Ich ging dem Zürchernis als dem Chef Bescheid sagen. Anyway, let's move on. So Asterix comes to him, and while he's plucking apples, and he says, "May heish higher, may more, heish high." So may heish higher. Verschwonnen, to disappear. Verschwonnen. So Asterix is saying, "Oh Zwerchenix, den Tutebatix als een Dichtersänger as verschwonnen." Oh Zwerchenix, Tutebatix, our poet singer, has disappeared. As verschwonnen, has disappeared. So before we get to the response of Zwerchenix, we have the expression eng vreed machen. Vreed means joy, to make a joy or to give a joy. It means to please someone. It's when you do something to make someone happy. Eng vreed machen. So Zwerchenix, he answers, "Du siehst dat für mir eng vreed zu machen." You say that für, in order to mir eng vreed zu machen, to please me, to make me happy. Du siehst dat für mir eng vreed zu machen. Because they don't like Tutebatix. And then Asterix responds, "Et sind Dreimer, die hier gefangen hun." So it's supposed to be gefangen, but syllables have been eaten up on the way. It was the Romans, et sind Dreimer, they hier gefangen hun, that have captured him. And Zwerchenix shout out, "What? What?" Spielerei, from the verb spielen, to play. Ich spiel is a game, and Spielerei is to play around, to fool around, really. So we have dat geht nicht. It doesn't work that way. Dat geht nicht. So once again, I kind of have trouble finding something that expresses that meaning in the pictures, but actually when I put "it doesn't work that way," that's one of the pictures that came up. Schwartzy in Terminator 2, kind of suits. Anyway, Zürchenix shouting out, "Dat do as kein Spielerei. This is not play. An zo geht dat nicht. And it doesn't work this way." Oh, sorry. Again, dat do as kein Spielerei, an zo geht dat nicht. Sich verschaffen, it means to obtain something, get hold of something. Find the enemy. Uncle Adolf here, the archetype villain enemy. So Zwerchenix is saying, "Et muss sich beim Feind Respekt verschaffen." It's a bit of a complicated sentence. Et muss one has to. Sich, for yourself, beim Feind, at the enemy, respect, verschaffen, obtain. One must obtain respect from his enemy. Et muss sich beim Feind Respekt verschaffen. It's a complicated sentence, but it's a good one. All right, one of those that, try and kind of take it in like that, and you'll see things shall fall into place. Lo organiseren mir eng Stroofexpedition. Elo now organiseren wir. So I really need to make a whole video about when the subject and the verb are reversed in Luxembourgish. See when I can do that. We shall organize Strafexpedition, an expedition of punishment, a punitive expedition. So den Druid, tell the druid, soll den Zauberdronk prat machen. So Zauberdronk, Zauber means magic, dronk, drink, so the magic potion. You know, it's the ancestor of Red Bull. Prat machen. Prat means ready, machen, make. So make ready, prepare. In other words, prat machen, to prepare. So den Druid soll den Zauberdronk prat machen. Say the druid, he has to or he should prepare the magic potion. Then we have Soldaten, soldiers, Soldaten. Then we have Kraft, strength. And here I would like to have a little publicity for a project that I'm part of, which is the ripstick in France, Luxembourg, and Belgium. The ripstick is a fantastic tool to build muscle in your upper body, and is based on isometric training, which is very good for people over 40. But it's good for athletes in general, because isometric training is a way of training that is based on keeping the muscles under tension. And it's very good, first of all, to build muscles, to preserve and build muscles after 40. Some claim that it's, there's some scientific research that claims that it's the only way to actually preserve and build muscles over 40. And it is very good for your joints and even your ligaments. All right, so you can order your ripsticks on this website right here, riprightsticksfrance.com. All right, you can see the ripstick here, and it comes with a full training program. This is the French version, but you'll have also access to an English version. All right, so if you go to this website right here, you can see what the program looks like. Here on the bottom we have like little extracts of the training. This, as I said, is the French version, but when you buy it, you'll get the English version of those exercises. Anyway, back to studying. So force is Kraft. That is force or strength. That does not mean strong. Strong will come later. So we have meestagin, to master or to overpower. So meestagin is once again a very common expression in Luxembourgish. And you will say, for example, "Guste das ach meester." Are you getting control of the situation? My mom tells me that an awful lot. "Guste das ach meester." Are things under control? Or for example, if you can't control things, I'm not getting this straight. "Ich kin das ach net meester." Anyway, just kind of take it in like that. You will hear that as you hang out with Luxembourgish people at workplace and whatnot. So the story goes, let's go straight to the English. Here it is. Not lang daarna, not long after, drinken die Gallische Soldaten, the Gallian soldiers drink den Zauberdronk, the magic potion, den hinnen that gives them, den hinnen ein Kraft gött, gives them Kraft, gives them strength, they ke meester gött, that none can overpower, none can master. So once again, a long sentence, a bit complicated, but quite a good sentence. So let's do that again. Net lang daarna drinken die Gallische Soldaten den Zauberdronk, den hinnen ein Kraft gött, die ke meester gött. Then we have the word stark or stark, depending on what accent you're going with, which means strong. The previous one was Kraft, strength, and this is stark, strong. So, and then Obelix comes along and he wants some Red Bull, and the druid tells him, "Nee, do not Obelix. No, not you, Obelix. Ich hun dir wel gesot. I already told you. Ich hun dir gesot. I told you. Ich hun dir wel or ich hun dir schon. I already told you. Dass du keinen Zaubertrunk brauchst. That. You don't need magic potion. Dass du keinen Zaubertrunk brauchst. Du bist auch der Sonne stark genug. You are also, or you are already without it, strong enough. Stark, strong, genug, enough. So the word da Sonne is kind of rare. It means without it, you know, except that. Kind of rare, but you know, good to know. Du bist auch da Sonne stark genug. So Obelix protests. Ich stark, me strong, that good at not. So the expression that good at not, very common in Luxembourgish, it literally means that doesn't exist or that can't be. So it means that's not possible, that good at not. Ich sin de rangste schladri. So once again, schladri, that's kind of rare. It means a weakling. But de rangsten, that's a very common expression in Luxembourgish. So the rangsten, it literally means the finest. Rang means something fine, something subtle. But we use this expression to amplify whatever we're trying to say. So it's not positive or negative. Rather, whatever you're saying, something positive or something negative, the rangsten will amplify it. So here he says something negative. I'm so weak means I'm the super duper weak. Or what we could change in sind die rangsten, I don't know, Superman. I'm the finest Superman, right? So again, it's a matter of amplifying what you're trying to say. Ich sind die rangste Schladring. And that was it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this is beneficial to you. Do comment. Tell me what you think. What can be improved? What is good? How are you benefiting from this? And I see you for the next episode. Goodbye.